Welcome to Red Tech channel, a new way to learn. So today I am going to discuss about the MP Group 5 question paper for the post of radiographer, previous year question paper basically with solution. This is video part 4. Please watch previous video before watching this. The link is given in the description. So let's begin. Question number 46. During radiological procedure, if the hands of a radiation worker has to be near the primary beam, the dose to the hands of the technologist may be determined through the use of. Means if any radiation worker has exposed from the primary beam to the hand, then what basically determine the dose of that part of the body. The options are: option 1 is primary person monitor worn at collar level, option 2 QT pie, option 3 is pocket ionizing chamber attached to the wrist watch of the radiation worker, and option 4 is TLD ring badge worn on the hand of the radiation worker. So as you know that if exposed from the hands, then the best method is to measure from the TLD badge. So the right answer is basically option number 4, means TLD ring badge worn on the hand of the radiation worker. If you want to in detail about the TLD, you can watch my video TLD badge and watch from the Red Tech official videos in English basically. Question number 47. What carry deoxygenated blood towards the heart? So it basically indicating that question that what type of oxygen to go towards the heart basically. Options are arteries, option 2 is veins, option 3 is arterioles, option 4 is venules. So I have discussed about the arteries and arterioles. You can, if you go on to in detail, you can watch the same playlist also. So the blood in the body have two, one is oxygenated and another is deoxygenated. So you can easily remember the artery or veins by seeing that method, that what carries towards the heart is called veins and what carry from the heart is called basically arteries. So in this question the examiner asked that what vessel carry deoxygenated blood towards the heart. So basically deoxygenated blood runs in the veins. So the right answer is basically option number 2, which is veins. Question number 48. Which of the following joint resemble the hinge of a door which enable with only flexion and extension movement? So basically which joint resemble hinge of a door? So and only two movement are possible in this flexion or extension. So options are option 1 plane joint, option 2 is hinge joint, option 3 is pivot joint, and option 4 is condylar joint. So the right answer is basically option number 3, which is pivot joint. Pivot joint basically gives two movement only, flexion and extension. Question number 49. Which of the following is a method that can be used to answer patient questions about the amount of radiation received from a radiological procedure? So by which method you can answer the patient question if anybody asking that how much radiation I received in this radiological procedure? So how you answer that question to the patient? So option 1 is ALARA, option 2 is BERT, option 3 is BRET, and option 4 is EPA. So ALARA basically comes in the principle that related to the minimal dose to the patient. So you can't tell about the dose from that one. So right answer is option number 2, which is BERT, means background equivalent radiation time, which is basically easily to convey the radiation dose to the patient. Question number 50. imaginary plane passing through the body at a right angle to the median plane divided it into anterior and posterior portion is called. So what imaginary line which is right angle to the medial plane? Right angle means which is perpendicular to the median plane, or you can say mid sagittal plane. And then examiner saying that imaginary line divide body into two parts, anterior or posterior portion. So what imaginary line basically part body in two portions, one is anterior and another is posterior. So options are median plane, second is sagittal plane, option third is coronal plane, and option 4 is horizontal plane. As I have discussed in the previous questions also, if you have watched that video, that what imaginary lines that divided into ups and down which is called horizontal plane, and what imaginary line that divided body into right and left which is basically sagittal plane. And in this question asking that that imaginary line divides person from anterior to portion. So right answer is basically coronal plane. Coronal plane basically divides body into two parts, anterior or posterior. Question number 51. Which option best define residual space charge? Residuals means vacant space charge. So option 1 is it occur when filament of an X-ray tube is heated. Option second is switch is used to initiate and stop an exposure. Option third is almost all the electrons to be pulled away from the filament the instant they are emitted. And option 4 is intensity of the beam depends on the angle at which the X-ray is emitted from the focal spot. So what is basically a residual space charge? So in this given option, if you go one by one, option number 1, it occur when filament of the X-ray beam is heated. So it is not an correct option, and not even second or fourth. So the right answer is basically option number 3rd, which is the right answer, when all of the electrons pulled away from the filament that time which they are emitted. So right answer is option number 3. Question number 52. The glands which are ductless and pour their secretion directly into the bloodstream are called. So what glands basically pour their secretion directly into the bloodstream, that we have to tell in this question. So option 1 is endocrine gland, option second is exocrine glands, option third is holocrine glands, and option 4 is apocrine glands. So we will discuss in detail in the basically endocrine or exocrine gland chapter in upcoming videos. So in this you can see the right answer is basically option number 1, which is endocrine glands. Question number 53. The smallest particle of an element is n. So we have to tell about the smallest particle of an element and the smallest particle of compound. So when we see the compound, in the compound scenario, the molecules make and compound. So now you go to the options. Option 1 is molecule and atom, option second is atom or molecule, option third is particle or electron, option 4 is electron or particle. So smallest particle of an element is an atom, and smallest particle of compound is molecule. So the right answer is option number 2, which is atom or molecule. Question number 54. ARRT is an acronym for, means you have to tell about the full form of the ARRT. ARRT is basically, I have discussed in the previous video, or you can say in my uploaded video. You can watch the ARRT in detail if you want to go in deep about the ARRT. In this question we have to only tell about the full form. So option 1 is as low n reasonable achievable, option 2 is as low as reasonable achievable, option 3 is as low as reasonable achievable, option 4 is as low as reason achievable. So it is in this option, these are the tricky options given by the examiner. You can easily confused if you don't remember the exact full form of the ALARA. So the right answer is basically option number 3, means as low as reasonable achievable. In this principle, the minimal dose to the patient to be given by the radiation worker, it is basically the main principle of the ALARA, to give minimal dose to the patient. That reduces the basically radiation dose to the patient and the radiation worker also. Question number 55. What is the direct exposure film system, also known as? So what basically the name of the direct film system? Basically option are computed radiography, option second is non-screen film system, option third is digital radiography, option 4 is screen film system. So the right answer is basically option number second, which is non-screen film system, is basically known as direct exposure film system. Question number 56. Choose the best option for a paramagnetic material. So in the MRI section, I have discussed about all the these basic details of MRI. You can watch the video to clarify their your basics of MRI, because in this whole question paper I have seen that in the MRI section the all basic question are discussed, or you can asked by the examiner. No such higher question has been asked. So you just have to go through about the basics of the MRI by my by going my playlist section MRI. You easily answer these questions very smartly or very cleverly. Option 1 is gadolinium, option second is iron, option third is nickel, and option 4 is cobalt. So the right answer is basically option number 1, which is gadolinium. Gadolinium is basically a paramagnetic material which is used as a contrast in the MRI test. Question number 57. The developer which is used in the development stage. So what material is the used in the developer? So options are, option 1 is sodium hydroxide, option second is potassium bromide, option third is sodium sulfite, and option 4 is hydroquinone. So we will discuss in the dark room section about these. So now the right answer is basically, as you know, that option number 4 is right answer. Hydroquinone is the right answer. Hydroquinone used as a developer in the development stage. Question number 58. Air gap technique maintains the gap between which two things? So in the air gap technique, which two things matters a lot, or you can say which two things are discussed? The options are image receptor and the patient. Option second is cassette and the X-ray tube. Option third is X-ray tube and patient, and option 4 is table and X-ray tube. You can guess the question by pausing the video and answer the question. Now the answer is basically option number 1, which is image receptor and the patient. You can reduce the air between image receptor and the patient, which is basically air gap technique. Question number 59. What are the atoms composed of nuclei with same number of protons but different number of neutrons, which is called? So we have to tell about the what element, or you can say compound, having same number of protons but having different number of neutrons. Same number of protons, it means having same number of electrons and having same atomic number but different basically mass number. So options are option 1 is ions, option second is atomic number, option third is mass number, and option 4 is isotopes. So the right answer is basically option number 4, means isotopes. Isotopes having same number of protons but having different number of neutrons. Question number 60. Which of the following was used as first measure of exposure for ionizing radiation? So what was the first measure of exposure for the ionizing radiation? Option 1 is sievert, option second is red, option third is skin erythema, and option 4 is Ronjan. So which was the first to measure exposure? So right answer is basically option number third, which is skin erythema, which is the right answer of this question. So these are the 15 MCQ. I hope you clear out all the points into detail. Please watch the playlist section. There I discuss the various topics in details. So that's all for this video. Do subscribe if you like, and thanks for watching. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.